What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Today I've got a small little task I need to complete on the Subaru, and that is draining the old fuel out of the tank. It's a fairly simple procedure. Basically what I'm going to do is unhook the return line and just cycle the pump and let the fuel come out every time I turn the key. And I'll basically go through the steps with you guys and show you how to do it. So on these newer STIs, I think up to about 2007, they did have a drain in the fuel tank, but for whatever reason they decided to take that out. So this 2009 definitely doesn't have a drain plug in the tank, so we'll have to do it this way. It would be a hell of a lot easier just to pull a plug on the tank and let it drain out, but fortunately, Subaru took away that option for us. So why might you want to pump out the old fuel in your tank? One reason is fuel is just old and you don't want to run it. Another reason could be you want to get regular pump gas out and put in some E85 or some race fuel. Or another reason would be you just want to lower the level of the fuel in the tank so you can service the pump or change it out. Now you could, if your car's in running condition, just drive it until it's empty. You can actually, if you do have good fuel, disconnect your return line and let the fuel, instead of returning to the tank, just go into a jerry can. But in our case, since the engine hasn't been tuned yet and I don't want to risk running it with old gas, I'm just going to cycle the pump and let the fuel drain out of the return line. So you'll see that I have my intercooler off. If you've got the stock fuel rails, you won't have to because they stick up out here. I've got the stock fuel rails right here. Now this one here in the middle should be the return line. Double check your service manual. This is for 2009 STI, so I believe this should be the same for 2008 to 2014. This should be your return line. So you can go ahead and disconnect that and feed that hose back into whatever sort of container you want. But in my case, I've got the Cobb fuel system here. So my return line is this guy here. It's got a GM style fitting on it. So what I've basically done is got the same fitting on a length of hose. And I'll just disconnect that fitting and route the end of this into a jerry can and let the fuel drain out that way. So before you start disconnecting your fuel lines, it's a good idea to relieve some of the pressure in your fuel system. I'm not really going to go over that in this video. There's tons of other videos out there showing you how to do it, but it's a fairly simple procedure. And once you're done bleeding the pressure out of the system, it's a good idea to go ahead and disconnect the battery because you don't want any sort of sparks or static when you're dealing with fuel. And make sure you get some paper towels ready underneath whatever fitting you are disconnecting because there will probably be a little bit of spillage here. All right, once we've got our new return line hooked up and routed into a fuel receptacle, we can go ahead and hook the battery back up and jump into the car. Alright, so in about 10 minutes or so of turning the key, we've just about filled up this 20-liter jerry can, or 5 gallons. In about 10 minutes, yeah, we've just about filled it up. So it's not the quickest thing in the world, but you do get a decent amount out every time you crank it about, I'd say about a liter every 4 turns of the key. This is, or potentially could be, hard on your battery, so make sure you do have a strong new battery, or at least a way to jump it in case you do end up killing it. But yeah, that's a basic rundown on how to pump out fuel from your STI. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching.